everybody. We are live and Olivia's internet's down, so I'm running it today. It's going to be super interesting. I have no idea how to change me and Matt. So, and that means I also probably don't know how to change everybody else. But it's going to be an interesting session today. And well, thanks for joining us. I think I'm turning it over to you, Matt, right?
I think he might be turning over to me immediately without talking. Good afternoon, everybody. We are here. I've had so many texts from my friends already. And my husband saying, where are you guys? You're running late. Like Mike said, we have had a few technical difficulties this afternoon, but better late than never. And we are here. Hi, everyone. Hey, Dan. See, if you were here, this wouldn't happen, would it? Welcome to Hot Jobs here at Hire Military. It's so lovely to see you this afternoon. If this is your first time with us, thank you for joining. It's really lovely to have you here, and we will share a little bit more in a second about what we do and the information that we want to give to you today. If you're back for more, if you've been here before, it's really lovely to see you. And what we want to know today is not only what sort of role and where you're calling in from, but how's the weather with you? Have you been hit with the ice? Do you have that storm today? So let us know how it's all going. Hey, David, Warren. Yes, I know, life of the live environment. We didn't have a backup Olivia as our go-to for everything. We learned a lesson there. If you are unfamiliar with our format, we spend some time sharing our newest SkillBridge internship opportunities. We then go to our direct hire, so our permanent roles that we work with corporate America on. We do give you the opportunity. Oh gosh, there I am. I think everybody else has been dropped. We do give you the opportunity to ask questions. So if you have anything burning or pressing that you would like to ask me or the recruiters at all today, if you're not getting seasickness from the moving screen that we've got going on with Mike pressing the buttons, there you go. That's what happens when a CEO takes over. Please do ask your questions. Osvaldo, lovely to see you. Raheem, great to see you. Jesse, you've got cold and snow, but look at that. Marnie in Minnesota says it's very sunny. Oh, cold in Germany. It's always cold in Germany. We were stationed there for 8 years. In fact, I just told my co-workers we left Spangdahlem 4 years ago today, which is really sad. If we haven't met before, I'm Lucy. I head up the talent acquisition team here at Hire Military. I am an active duty Air Force spouse. My husband is currently stationed in the middle of nowhere, Alaska. We are at Eielson Air Force Base, which is just outside of Fort Wainwright, if you are familiar with the territory up here. And I've been with Hire Military now for nearly 2 years. And so it's great to see you. I'm not sure where everybody else is on this screen today, so I'm going to keep on talking. And I'm going to give a subtle nod to Mike to ask him to bring everybody back on the screen if he possibly can. There we go. Amber, I'm going to hand over to you. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Thank you, Lucy. I'm very happy to be here this afternoon. I am on your recruiting team here at Hire Military, Air Force veteran and a military spouse. I know you asked about the weather. I had lots of people. I saw lots of comments in the chat there that they are in San Antonio. I'm also in San Antonio, and Texas is broken today, y'all. There's like nothing is happening here. Kids are home from school. Husband's home from work. So yes, it's cold out here. It's cold out here.
What about, can we get some of the mats up? One of two of the mats? Mike, I'm cueing you as the director. Yeah.
Sure, I will jump in here. MC, not the original Matt. This feels like it might be a psychedelic experience today with a lot of movement. So if flashing light bothers you, be warned. Technology's winning. It's undefeated and Murphy's Law. But I'm super happy to be here. As for the weather, I'm in Montana, so not a lot of mystery. If you have a meat locker or an ice box near you, go stick your head in it. About 3 to 4 minutes, you'll have the experience of Montana in late January, early February. So no mystery there. Really excited to share some SkillBridge roles here today, and excited to be with everyone in this very unique. This will be a unique version today. We'll have some fun with technology and our CEO, director, madman behind the control panel. So with that, I turn it over to the one and only Matt Hart.
All right, thank you. Hey, this is perfect. Don't touch anything else. Just leave it. This is what happens when you put a sergeant major in charge of stuff. But I'm Matt, one of the recruiters at Hire Military, Marine Corps veteran. Been here for almost 2 years now. It's great to be here. Got a couple interesting roles to share. You know, if you don't hear anything you like, go to the website. There's the links down at the bottom of the screen here. You can see everything that we have available. But yeah, it's gonna be great. And East Tennessee, it's not too bad. 50, cloudy. I can't beat it. It's better than Texas. That's all I gotta say.
Better than Texas. There may be a fight there. Hi to everybody who's joined us so far. I see Sebastian in Raleigh, Primo in Fort Wayne. Right, so you're 30 minutes up the road from me. I'm sure we can beat Matt Collins with his weather. It's a balmy 15 degrees Fahrenheit today, but no ice here. If you haven't checked it out before, take a look at our website. It is hiremilitary.us. On there, you will see a multitude of information that we have visible for the transitioning service member, the military spouse, and the veteran alike. There is a button with all of our SkillBridge internship opportunities. And actually today we are sharing 5, which is the most we've shared in a long time. And we've got so many other new ones. We had to pick our top 5 today. So if SkillBridge is why you are here, definitely stay tuned for that. And if you're not familiar with what SkillBridge actually is, we will be sharing a little bit more about that in a second. You also see all of our permanent positions. They are under the job search button. Take a look. And what we recommend and encourage you to do is if you don't see anything that works for you right now or is in your zone or the realm or sphere of what you are looking for, just bookmark our page. If you can see, and if you take a look, we get multiple new vacancies on a daily, if not weekly basis. So what we have today is definitely not what we will have by the end of this week. So, keep an eye out and see what we have. In addition, we have 2 pipelines that you can join. Both are so that you can register your interest in hearing about new opportunities that we get. So every week or so, if you are in our SkillBridge pipeline or in our direct hire, our job pipeline, we just send you a short email just to let you know what's new in and if you're interested in that. So keep abreast of that. In addition, I just want to point out the job seeker resources at the top. Olivia in our marketing team, who cannot get on here today because of internet, where she is in Georgia, those issues. She has written so many phenomenal newsletters on LinkedIn. And once they are published on LinkedIn, so for example, how to target your resume, an open letter to your commander about SkillBridge, how to utilize volunteer experience as a milspouse in your resume. Once we've published those here on LinkedIn, we do port them to our website. So there's a really good resource section there for you to take a look at and will really support your application, especially the targeting your resume piece. So please definitely take a look at that. We've had some questions so far. There's been a lot of support from Mike in the comments. Apparently, we can only do our best. Which is true. And Olivia left you in charge today. We're just so grateful that you are here, Mike, to be able to support us. I am going to hand over to Matt Collins, who is going to take a second or so to explain exactly what SkillBridge is and who it is applicable to.
Sure. Thank you, Lucy. And as for the temperature, by the way, no, it's 10 here, which is a great number when judging a diving competition, but not when it's the temperature on your phone. So, hey, everyone, Matt Collins, again, a SkillBridge intern myself, not for much longer, happy to say. And the SkillBridge program is an incredible program. I'm happy to say actually going to be joining the Hire Military team officially because I love these folks. I love what we do. I even love our CEO and his incredible TV directing skills here today. It's a great place to be. So SkillBridge, for anyone that's 6 months out from the end of your term of service, even a little sooner than that, to the left, back it up. SkillBridge is a DoD program, and it's basically an opportunity to go out and do an internship with a DoD approved company. It's DoD wide, and we have SkillBridge opportunities in every industry you can think of. So if you're looking to go HR, IT, entry level and maintenance, whatever it is, SkillBridge is that buffer between active duty life and the private sector. So again, talk to your command, start having those conversations prior to that 6 months out. And then remember, if you do a SkillBridge internship, it's 6 months minus your terminal leave. And so at the end of that time, when your terminal leave begins, you can then work out whether or not you're going to stay on full time with the company and double dip, for a lack of a better word, or explore other opportunities. So we have a lot of SkillBridge opportunities to talk about today. We'll get to. And before I do, I will turn it over to a brisk and chilly Amber in the great state of Texas.
Thanks so much, Matt.
Actually, was I supposed to talk SkillBridge first? That may have
we're
been
all
me.
thrown off today. We are all thrown off.
There's some discombobulation. Yeah, Matt.
That's on me.
internships.
That's called a bad throw on live television. or maybe I made that up too. That's okay. That's live TV. We'll have some
You got
fun.
it.
So with that, before I turn over to Amber, I will talk about some SkillBridge opportunities that we have right now. Before I get into some SkillBridge opportunities specific, I always want to talk every week right now about a really exciting SkillBridge opportunity we have with Texas Instruments. It's an equipment technician role in beautiful Dallas, Texas, down there near Amber, a little ways from Amber. This is a role that includes a $6,000 relocation fee, and they are looking for people with really just a basic mechanical aptitude. It's in the chip industry. Obviously, Texas Instruments is a huge company, and this is a really exciting opportunity because they are looking for a larger volume of candidates than we normally deal with. So if you have that, you're willing to look at living in Dallas, opening the relocation fee, which is amazing. That role is would be really a really cool role to check out. And if you're interested, just drop us a comment, reach out on LinkedIn to myself, Buff Agby, one of my colleagues here on the SkillBridge side. So that's an equipment technician with Texas Instruments in Dallas, Texas. And again, if you have entry-level aptitude skills, please jump in. That's a role for you. Next, I'm going to talk about a really exciting new role with a company we just started working with through SkillBridge. It's a human resource analyst in beautiful San Diego, California. I guarantee not chilly in San Diego today. That's with the San Diego County Water Authority. So this candidate would ultimately plan and implement recruiting and employee selection duties. You'd be conducting HR audits. You'd be assisting in administering the Water Authority's compensation programs, equal opportunity, things of that nature. Just think HR-centric. Ideal SkillBridge candidate for this, obviously, then possess a bachelor's degree, public or business administration, human resources, or a field closely related. That's not an absolute must, but it'd really be preferred. Or just 1 year of relative human resource experience. And again, this is with a human resource analyst in San Diego County with the Water Authority. So if you're interested, again, drop us a comment. Another role with the San Diego County Water Authority, what we're really excited about is IT support specialist. So you'd be providing IT customer support, logging calls, troubleshooting IT issues. Again, IT, think help desk support. So if you've got experience 4 years or more in a multi-user PC network environment, kind of a broad knowledge base of hardware, the peripherals and software, then this would be a role for you. And of course, it's in San Diego, so location is definitely a plus. I want to talk about a role within Higher Military. That's a SkillBridge opportunity. Think if you're available sometime March, ideally April, that's when the availability for this would really be optimal for a SkillBridge candidate, but it's for a marketing coordinator here with Higher Military with us. You'd be driving our marketing efforts, social media campaigns, and really we're just looking for a candidate that's got a strong communicator, self-driven, creative. Obviously, a degree in marketing would really be a plus here and preferred. However, if you've got a passion for assisting transitioning veterans, that's the only really true requirement. So if you've got that marketing background, you're going to be available in March, you're looking to work with transitioning veterans, and you want to come work with us at Higher Military, drop us a comment, and we'd love to talk to you about it. Lastly, a new role with a company that we work with quite often, Splunk. I always say that they're looking for the Jason Bourne of IT. They are really an awesome IT company, and they're cutting edge. Right now, they've just opened up a new opportunity through SkillBridge, and this is with a sales engineer. So really, they're just asking for someone that can express yourself, talk to people, talk cloud technology, analytics, and data. If you've got a passion for those things, this would be a role for you. And again, this is another remote role. So if you're interested, that's a sales engineer with Splunk remote. And if you're interested in that, please drop us a comment. Lastly, before I actually hand it over to Amber and not sabotage her this time, if you're interested in any of the roles we have, as Lucy said, we don't cover everything today. We just don't have the time. But our website is a great place to incorporate into your battle rhythm. So as you're doing those transitioning things, your TAP classes and all the things you're doing that you transition, take a proactive role and go to our Higher Military website. We update that daily, literally. That's not hyperbole. It's organic. So if you're interested, you can filter by state, you can filter by industry. Look at those roles that are really of interest to you and where you're looking to be location-wise. So when you do meet with us, we've already got a head start of what we're trying to do. It really helps us navigate those opportunities. So again, those are our SkillBridge opportunities. And I'm going to turn it over to Matt, actually, I believe. So again, live TV today, we're having fun. So we're going to talk some direct hire now. So with that, I will hand this over to the bearded one, Mr. Matt Hart.
All right, thank you. It's a good time. I like it.
Good time.
No, so again, those were all the SkillBridge internships for the transitioning service member side. That's kind of specifically what those are targeted for. Now, going into the direct hire side, this is for veterans, military spouses. A lot of good opportunities. The first one I'm going to share, really the first two are relatively similar, same company, but the first one is a construction surveillance technician. This is in Huntsville, Alabama, and Columbia, South Carolina. So this is an opportunity to be a part of a long-term contract that supports federal construction projects in both of those cities. So you're going to be a part of a team providing various domestic government facilities to detect unauthorized access to controlled areas. You're preventing unauthorized surveillance devices from being placed inside those buildings. I know that sounds like what Matt was saying, like some very Jason Bourne sounding stuff. It's very interesting. It's a long-term contract. Look at about 5 years. Relocation is provided. So if you're not in those areas, this is something you've been in that industry for a while, something you're looking to get into. So, they do offer relocation if you're looking to move to either of those areas. They're looking to start in April. But if you're eligible to start working or you're looking to start a little bit later, that's perfectly fine too. One of the absolute must-haves for this is you have to have a top secret clearance. That is a deal breaker. You have to have that. But relevant experience, security surveillance, technical surveillance, really the construction quality assurance, because, there's the construction of these facilities that are being done, and you have to be familiar with the engineering, the construction process, so that you know what you're looking for while the actual contractors there are doing the work. So, that bachelor's degree is something you're looking for in some type of engineering capacity, or 3 to 10 years of relevant experience in construction surveillance. And it's a lot of requirements as a contracted position. So there's going to have to be some very relevant experience, the deal breakers that I just kind of talked about. The next one, same situation. This one's specifically in Columbia, South Carolina. It's a construction security specialist. So it does require a top secret clearance too. You're working knowledge of security disciplines, including personnel, industrial, incident response and mitigation. You have an understanding of classification management, contractor clearance processes, briefing, debriefing of contract personnel. You work with badging and locking systems. I've had some people apply for this, talk to a few folks, and even talking to the point of contact we have, the MP background, PMO, that type of background with security is somebody that they're looking for. They offer certifications for some of the things that they're looking for, but nothing crazy required right now. But again, those are two positions, long-term government contract that they're looking to start in about April. The first one, Huntsville, Alabama, and Columbia, South Carolina. And then the security specialist is in Columbia, South Carolina. And then the last one I'm going to share, completely switching topics here, is a director of business development. This is in Phoenix, Arizona, and Atlanta, Georgia. Two great locations. A lot of folks are looking to move there. So the director of business development, you're responsible for growing market share within a region in multi-housing markets, as well as expand different vertical markets. So their primary client is in multi-housing, which includes, student housing, senior living, hospitality, multifamily homes. This is a very important skill set to have. You have to have the experience in building relationships in that type of market. So if you've been in IT for a long time, you're trying to get into that, this isn't quite it. You do have to have that experience with the multi-housing market, multifamily, that type of experience. As far as education, bachelor's degree, business, marketing, communications, or related field is required for this. And then there needs to be a minimum of 5 years experience outside sales, business development, and construction, real estate, or technology industries. Again, that's a director of business development, Phoenix and Atlanta, all direct hire jobs for military spouses and veterans. But those are the ones I'm going to share. A lot more out there, but I'll turn it over to Amber to talk about her positions that she has.
Thank you, Matt. Before I jump into my positions, I did want to share really quick. I saw Angela Davis asked if there's anything in the DMV area. We absolutely do have positions out in the area, so be sure to check out our website. It's hiremilitary.us. If you don't see something of interest, you can always join our talent pipeline. I will jump right in with a couple of positions that I have available. The first one is a cybersecurity tools engineer. This position is in Phoenix, Arizona. And again, our direct hire opportunities are available for those who have already transitioned, military spouses also. So in this cybersecurity tools engineer position, you'll be working with the leading financial institute that's actually headquartered out of Phoenix and has a really heavy focus on SIEM operations as well as integration with logging resources. The qualifications that they are looking for include a bachelor's degree and also 4 years of related experience. They're really seeking somebody that has hands-on experience with Elasticsearch. It's a requirement. They like 2 years. And one more qualification is they're looking for a certification of some sort in that CompTIA realm. If you look at the job description, there are several certifications that are laid out. So if you have questions or you're interested, drop it into the chat and I will absolutely reach out to you following our broadcast today. So that's a cybersecurity tools engineer out in Phoenix, Arizona. The next one that I have to share today is a cloud application engineer. This is with a really cool company. They have a global company. They have their headquarters. Their original headquarters is in Belgium. Their stateside headquarters is in Pittsburgh, where this cloud application engineer will sit. Our client is actually in the mining industry. And so knowing that this type of role is fairly new in their industry, you could really expect about a 60-40 split between the application and the cloud work duties that you'll be taking on as a cloud application engineer. In this role, you can expect to be working alongside the IT network and their SAP team, and qualifications include experience with data migration to the cloud, experience with infrastructure as a service and platform as a service solution, as well as 3 to 5 years of designing, supporting, and really optimizing business applications. So that is the cloud application engineer. I have 2 more to share, and I'm just going to touch really high level on these. Field marketing specialist. This position was just posted last night. It's out of Albany, New York, and this role will be leading campus dining provider, serving more than 600 higher education campuses throughout the country. Qualifications include experience in hospitality, food service, or educational industries. And they're looking for somebody that has a minimum of 3 years of marketing experience. So if you take a look at that job description, we'll go into further detail about kind of what our client is looking for, but it's a field marketing specialist, and it is out of Albany. I've got one more, and it is a general manager for a coffee bar out of San Francisco, California. In this position, they're looking for somebody that has strong coffee experience, exceptional client relation skills. When I read that, I think I don't know why, I think somebody that likes strong coffee. I don't know. Qualifications include a bachelor's degree, 3 years of management experience, and somebody that's worked in high-end coffee environments. So definitely take a look. That's really surface level for those last 2 roles. If you're interested in any of the positions that we've shared with you today, drop the job title into the chat so our team can reach out to you afterwards. And we've shared a whole lot of roles today. Lucy, I'm going to pass it back your way.
We have had a really busy week, and that is indicative, and that has been shown in the roles that we've shared today. Like the team has said, we have just scratched the surface in terms of the ones that we've shared. So please take a look. There have been lots of questions around cyber, around DMV, around project management, around IT, project engineer, construction project engineer. Damien, yeah, absolutely. I think we still have a role around that. So our website, hiremilitary.us, will tell you more. If you see a role on there that you think that you are qualified for, that you are interested in, before you hit apply, and I can't emphasize and stress this anymore, make sure that your resume is targeted and all of the information that we require in terms of the essential qualifications or criteria is highlighted on your resume. I can't tell you how many people check yes to all of our questions. We call them knock-in, knock-out questions. And then when we open up the resume, all excited because they've checked yes to 5 out of the 5 questions, we don't see any of that information on the resume. So make sure that the document that you send, your resume, doesn't just detail what you've done in the past, but it highlights your past experience so that it is applicable and demonstrates your ability to do that job in the future. And going back to what I said at the very beginning, our newsletter, which is now on our website under Job Seeker Resources, How to Target Your Resume, will really help you with that piece. We've had a couple of questions today, so I'm just going to throw them at you very quickly. One is for you, Matt Collins. Matthew Malik says, where in Montana are you? I think he was in Billings. Where are you?
I am about 4 hours away. I'm in Missoula, Montana. So
Yes.
in the western Montana, a little more mountainous than Billings, but Billings is pretty nice. So
We joke that you're Yellowstone, but you haven't seen Yellowstone.
I don't watch Yellowstone. I live Yellowstone every day, Lucy.
Oh my gosh, it's like that, is it? You
Not
live it.
quite. No. I like
And then Matt Hart, I think this is a good one for you, actually. Colin said he is currently unexpectedly medboarding. What should he do? Do you want to give a very brief Cliff's notes on what he should do?
Yeah, thank you. That's a good one. So that's something I went through about 2 years ago. I actually just started about 2 years, right around this time. It was a wild journey. Best thing you can do right now, you're on LinkedIn. Great, that's a good step. So trying to identify kind of what you want to do when you get out, and that's just networking your butt off and figuring out, who is in that industry, talking to folks that have already transitioned, getting all of that sorted out, because that you're losing out on some valuable preparation time where people drop retirement paperwork, or they know they're getting out 1.5 years, 2 years out. You have 6 to 9 months, give or take, probably more towards the 9-month period. But getting on here, you can always reach out to me. I can give you some more detailed notes, just my personal experience. But being able to network with people, figure out what you want to do, talking to people with that industry, that'll definitely get you pointed in the right direction with what you want to do, what you need to do in the short period of time that you have. That's real quick, basic stuff. You can always reach out to me directly if you need to.
Thank you. We've just had a very interesting question that I am going to acknowledge because we're a minute late, but I'm going to answer this very quickly. Craig has asked, why is it so hard for recruiters to follow up on LinkedIn? And I think that we could probably spend a whole 30 minutes talking about this. And it's really hard to answer this question when there's no context behind the question. We don't know what you've reached out for. We don't know what the role is. But let me give you an insight into my inbox. I probably get, on average, on a normal day, about 40 to 50 LinkedIn emails, DMs, whatever you want to call them, on a daily basis. I head up the talent acquisition team. All my recruiters have probably got about 30 to 40 roles that they're working on at any given point in time. So their inbox on LinkedIn it's not secondary, it's not tertiary, it's probably the last thing they do. Often in the evening when they are they're watching TV and they're actually spending time with their families, they're taking a quick glance at their inbox. And in all honesty, the DMs that we respond to, we prioritize them, are the ones with a very easy and very quick ask. And often there isn't an answer to give, or the question is very short, but yet the answer required to give to that question is at least a paragraph or two. So if you want a recruiter to engage with you and answer your question, let me give you some top tips. And I'm just thinking on my feet here, and I would love you guys, Matt Squared, both Matts, and Amber to pitch in as well. I answer the questions that of people that I know, first of all. So I prioritize people who I have relationships already with. So if you're just shooting a recruiter a question that requires a long-winded answer and you've never met with them before, you're probably not going to be in the top 10 of their responses for that day. Second of all, make your ask simple and easy. If you're saying, hey, can you tell me more about this role? When the role is advertised on their website, there's probably not much more that they can tell you at this point until they've met with you. So they're not going to prioritize that one as well. So, I mean, Matt or Amber or the other Matt, is there anything else that you want to add? Because basically my answer to that would be, make sure you're asking the right person for information. Often it's not the recruiter who's got that information, it's a hiring manager, or you're actually looking for mentorship, and a recruiter is not the right person for mentorship. If it's about a specific role with a specific request for information that is over and above what is shared on the job description, make your question short, but also to the point where the answer that can be given back is fairly short and succinct as well. What about you guys? Is there anything more to add?
Yes, I would like to add, if they aren't responding to you after you just blindly shot them a resume, there may be just that. Like, you sent a resume, it was not asked for. And so what is a recruiter supposed to do with that? I know I have a lot of that in my inbox. Hey, can you take a look at my resume? But I think the next one that I get a lot also is, do you have time to hop on a call? Absolutely, I do. If there's something specific we can talk about, a role that we are recruiting for, or some specific questions, but just making that blind, like, hey, do you have time to hop on a call? My answer is no, because I don't know what we're talking about. Matt, what do you guys think?
Very similar. It's, hey, can you take a look at this? Tell me what you want to do. Hey, I'm looking for this type of job in this area. You tell me, hey, I looked on the website, I didn't see anything. Do you have any other advice to at least point me in the right direction? You tell me this is the job I'm looking for, this specific area. I can kind of help the best I can. But like she's saying, like, there's only so many hours in a day. And personally, take this how you will. Time in the Marine Corps, I was spending 16, 18 hours a day working. And I come home and I work, and I'm preparing for the next day. This part of what I'm doing is prioritizing the time during the day when everyone's at work or at school. I'm working. Everybody comes home. I'm still doing things for an extra hour or two. If somebody can do a screening, hey, I can't do anything until 4:30 Central Time, I'm Eastern Time. They're looking for a job. I'll do that because it's their schedule. But it's late at night. I cut myself off. It's just a personal goal of separating personal life, work life. If it's during the workday and I have a time, I'll go through messages, but it's not something I can do right away. But be specific with what you're asking for and try to build the relationship first, I think, is also really important. Try to find common ground that you have with somebody. Hey, I was in the Marine Corps during this time to this time. I had same background as them. And it was just like an immediate connection. It just made me want to do it more. I don't know how that sounds, but it's just, building the relationships with people is really important too, rather than just, hey, I need help with this, help me now. And don't be mean to them afterwards.
And Mike Quinn has said, if you want his thoughts on this subject, join me and Mike next week, Thursday, the 9th. We have our office hours with Mike and Lucy. It's an LinkedIn audio rather than a live. So you actually get to speak to us. We bring you up on stage. You can ask us questions. He's going to share his perspective and opinion on that one. And on that note, thank you guys. We've run 6 minutes over. We really appreciate your time today. Sorry for the tech difficulties. It's live. What can we say? We hope you have a wonderful rest of the week, and we will see you the same time next week, 2 p.m. next Tuesday. Bye for now.